nervt. Wir ignorieren das, okay? Das fällt eh nicht auf. Können wir eine Musik bitte aushaben? Regie. Ich weiß immer nicht, weil Speedrun ist halt wirklich anstrengend, ne? Also zum Zugucken, finde ich. So. Nein, das... Nicht auf Bildschirm zentrieren. Am Bildschirm anpassen, so. Warum haben wir eigentlich zweimal die gleiche Szene im Spiel? Dings. Warte mal, entfernen. So. Das ist wirklich nicht mehr. Hier, guck mal, jetzt sieht man es doch gar nicht mehr. Rudi, alles gut. So. Also. Phantom Suicide. Schnelldurchlauf, ja? Machen wir richtig fertig. Wo waren wir eigentlich? Wir waren beim Boy. Hier. Chapter. Wer ist tot? Wladimir ist tot. Okay. Wer ist davor tot? Yoshiki. Okay, Yoshiki und Wladimir sind tot. Okay, skippen, bis wir nicht mehr skippen können. Okay. Wir skippen mal ein bisschen, ne? Weil das müsste jetzt eh das kommen, was kommt. Das müsste das kommen, was kommt. Wow. Was wir schon kennen. Ja, der Captain ist halt da. Sag guten Morgen.
What are you doing up at this hour? Are you having trouble sleeping?
Oh, kommt jetzt das schwarze Loch gleich? I woke up soaked after some pretty bad dreams, so I decided to hit the shower before getting back to bed.
I see. These games are taking their toll on everyone.
Das gespiegelte Panzeichen. Also ihre Rune. Halt gespiegelt, weil die Cam gespiegelt ist. I saw her eyes flicker with sadness. I knew Yoshiki's death was still a raw subject for her.
I do hope we arrive at a solution soon.
Ja, arbeitet dran, ne?
Have you had any progress?
Ja, auf jeden Fall. Any day.
You are the final piece of this puzzle. I need you to play your part and solve this. Solve everything. Bring the big picture into focus.
Das ist ein P, ein A und ein N. War there, Captain. That's a fair amount of pressure.
Pressure is not a bad thing. You are a carbon-based life form, just like me. So become the diamond that we need you to be. That I need you to be.
Kimiko, du redest falsch.
Sparkle. That's an order.
Oh, wir sollen sparkeln. Kimiko throws a child's smirk in my direction.
Shall I escort you back to your quarters? They are on my way.
I always welcome your company.
I hope that you have better luck sleeping this time.
Ich mag sie nicht. Sie hat voll lange die Augen zu. Die ist super müde, Rafe. Also, hallo Lurker. Ha ha ha, me too. Well, this is me. I guess I will see you in the morning. The proper morning this time.
That you will.
Good night.
Good night.
I entered my quarters and slid back into bed. Thankfully, the sweat in my bed had already dried. I made a mental note to change the sheets later. Just as my mind began wondering about where there were more sheets on the ship, I fell into a deep sleep. Wollte ich nicht duschen gehen? Ich wollte duschen gehen, oder nicht?
Wake up, sleepyhead!
Sleepyhead. I jolted awake to find Di standing beside me, smiling.
It's a new day and a new deletion game. Sweet science, I love the mornings.
I sat up, still half asleep, processing what was happening.
Get your butt to the dining hall.
Yes, I'm on my way, die. Okay, begin to dining hall. Yeah,
What a beautiful morning. Captain, have you stopped to smell the roses?
Captain rolled her eyes at Die.
Oh, yes. No roses on this ship. My apologies. I guess we could substitute roses with corpses?
Di, just get on with it, please.
I don't think so, Capitan. I want to chit-chat before getting down to business. How else will we build a rapport?
Herr Kurt, aber duschen ist doch gut. Duschen ist sauber machen. So.
Nikki, you have to share your secrets on how you keep so fit.
There is no secret, really. I'm just lucky genetically, I guess.
It clearly isn't genetic.
Das ist gut, seine Privatsphäre. Scheiß auf meine Wallrave.
Oh?
This?
Excuse me?
Oh, Trixie, don't take offense. I know you didn't choose to look like that. If anything, I feel sorry for you.
Tisk.
Ja,
What do you think of my genetics? Impressed?
hä, du wolltest Privatsphäre, gut. Program you don't have genetics in the strictest sense of word. Ja, auf jeden Fall so very impressed bin ich.
Oh? What would you say is my most impressive feature?
Each one of the deletion game is delightfully unique. Your smile is simply breathtaking. Your eyes are like a sunset, warm and comfort. Ja, auf jeden Fall.
Aw, that is one of the sweetest things anyone has ever said to me.
Well, regardless of you killing us all one by one, you do have nice eyes.
I do kill people, don't I?
Ja.
Word of advice. Open with that next time.
Oh, was? Okay, warte, auf jeden Fall. Hier, jede Runde des Deletion Games ist einfach so einzigartig.
Really? You noticed all of my hard work?
Auf jeden Fall. Es hat zwar nichts mit deinen Genetics zu tun, aber hey! I guess, I mean, each game is so different from the last and not knowing what to expect makes me rather nervous.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous? 10 being super nervous.
8?
Hot diggity! This has made my day.
Ja, ich flirte endlich mal mit dir, richtig? Hallo, Modcul von Luca. Hi. Ich habe deinen Namen nicht verunstaltet, das bildest du dir ein. Di stopped and looked at me suspiciously.
However, I'm interested in what I could do to increase that 8 to a 10. Whoa, is it just me or is it getting hot in here?
Di fanned herself as she winked at me.
Di, focus.
Oh, Captain, are you jealous I have his attention?
Bitte,
Of course not. Now get on with it.
bitte, streitet euch um mich. Bitte, macht, los.
All right. I'm satisfied with the quality of our chit-chat. And that last conversation may have given me something to think about later as I wash my hair. Welcome to the new round of... What? No.
Ja, nee, wir...
Excellent.
Also, nach dem 500. Mal
Sorry to
Erklärung.
startle.
Oh nee, kommt jetzt
Sorry
das
to
schwarze
startle
Loch.
you. I kept saying your name, but you wouldn't wake up. I'm sorry to wake you up so early.
Okay, das schwarze Loch, wir fahren am schwarzen Loch vorbei, bla bla bla. Möchtest du lieber eine 100%ige Chance, dass wir alle sterben oder eine 50%ige Chance? Try to prevent it, I've decided to take up early. Auf jeden Fall. Stared at me intensely for what felt like an eternity before bursting into uncontrollable laughter. Nein. Können wir es nochmal hören? Nein. Are you not taking my music career seriously? Sag mal, was hat die dagegen, dass ich jodeln will? The captain had finally lost all composure. As captain, I expected you to be more supportive. The captain straightened up, laughter replaced by a mock stern face.
As captain, I order you to yodel for me right now.
Yolalariu! What?
I am being supportive. Yodel.
Auf jeden Fall. I took a deep breath and tried hard to imagine what yodeling sounds like and how I could imitate it. Yodelay, yodelay, ho! That was definitely not a yodel. The captain did not look impressed.
I hope that you're in the early days of your career, because quite frankly, that was terrible.
Chat, ich war gut, oder? Well, today's my first day. The captain smiled playfully as I continued to squirm under her gaze before she eventually broke into laughter.
I wish you all the best in your endeavors.
Okay. Ja, seht ihr? Ich war richtig gut. Thank you, Captain.
Perhaps I will check up on you later.
The Captain grinned mischievously.
To
So eine 5.
check on your progress, of course.
Also dafür, dass es spontan war, ich noch nie in meinem Leben jodeln musste. Also eine 5, damit bin ich zufrieden. Of course, Captain. Danke, Dominik. I did an awkward salute, left the bridge, and headed towards the lab to make the most of the day ahead. Ach, jetzt prüfen wir wieder, und mit wem haben wir diesmal ein Date? Ja, hier, ich gehe die Arbeit von meinen Eltern durch. Immer noch nix. Ja.
Parents can be testing at times, even after they have departed this world.
I jumped up and saw the captain looming behind me. Oh, hello, Captain. I tried to hide my embarrassment at being overheard. She smiled warmly.
I have come for a progress report. Please give me some good news.
Was hängt ihr denn so an meinem Hinter? Ach ja, stimmt. Das ist ja der Strang, wo wir was freigeschaltet haben. I dropped my head in disappointment. I'm sorry, Captain.
That is less than ideal.
Silence filled the room and the tension in the air was palpable.
I have a request.
What is it?
Could you please join me in my quarters after you have finished here?
Auf jeden Fall.
Wonderful. I look forward to your arrival.
Before I could say another word, the captain rushed out of the lab as quickly as she had arrived. Soon after, I threw it in the towel and I packed up all of my work before making my way to the captain's quarters. I arrived at the captain's quarters to find the captain sitting on the floor in front of a couch, clearly awaiting my arrival. Hallo!
Please come sit with me for this.
Okay. The captain's curtness threw me off guard a little. Straight to it, eh?
We are beyond polite chit-chat at this point.
I suppose you're right, was? I sat down next to the captain and waited in silence for her to speak.
With little progress having been made. Tomorrow's game will go ahead as Di planned, and one of us will die.
I sat in silence and nodded solemnly.
And that somebody could be me or you.
If this was a pep talk, it wasn't filling me with confidence so far.
Our time is fleeting. And so, there is no time like the present.
Warte, das geht jetzt wirklich? Captain, I'm on you. The captain motioned for my silence, her finger gently placed on my lips.
Living and dying on this ship gives me a sense of duty. I was born to lead and to serve this ship, this crew.
Ich will nicht immer sie. The captain pulled herself down level with my eyes.
I never thought I would allow myself to feel this way.
Das war... The captain gracefully straddled me handstrong in my face. Ja, endlich passiert mal wieder was. Ich weiß.
I found my forever.
Was? Das ging jetzt aber schnell. The captain held my gaze unwaveringly. Her eyes were the softest I had ever seen them. The deep purple of her irises ringed by a glow. Was, Corona? Wer hätte gedacht, dass Joden klappt? Tja, locker. Siehst du mal, meine 5 war gut genug. A Corona of primal urgency.
Do you feel the same?
Auf jeden Fall. Ich muss.
I am so sorry. Perhaps I misread the situation.
Hat nichts ausgemacht, okay. Auf jeden Fall. Captain, du bist mein für immer. Auf jeden Fall.
In our company, please call me Kimi.
Jetzt chill kurz. Kimi, you are my forever.
Would you stay the evening here in my quarters?
Auf jeden Fall. I would be honored. Kimi stood up and entered the bathroom to prepare for bed. I removed the watch from my pocket and placed it up on her nightstand before slipping into bed myself. It wasn't long before she joined me. Also das letzte Mal, also als Frau haben wir da ein bisschen mehr gesehen, ja? I rolled over and noticed that I was now alone. I looked at the time. It was just after 4 a.m. Of course, Kimmy's already back at work. I was lying there staring at the ceiling for a moment when I noticed a green light on the roof. Do you feel the same? Kann ja sein, ne? Ich nenne dich, wenn dann, Kurt. What is that? I rolled over and... Ja gut, hier, komm, bla bla bla. Watch is working, bla bla bla. Auf jeden... Hä? Hä? Das ist anders. Sonst steht da nur press the button oder do nothing oder so. Okay, wir speichern das jetzt hier. Wir pressen natürlich. Wir pressen. Immer erst pressen. Press und diesmal kein Spoiler. Was? Ach, Quatsch. I woke to find myself lying on the floor of Kimiko's quarters. Müsst ihr nicht hingucken. Ah, what happened? Vielleicht hat sie auch eine Taschenlampe. Kann sein. Hallo, Bitstone. I rolled onto my side to try and catch my breath and my thoughts. I wonder what time it is. The game must be starting shortly. Did the pocket watch work? Nothing about me indicates any change. Wait. Where's the pocket watch? I sat up when Kimiko burst into the room with the tears streaming down her face, clutching the very pocket watch I just had in my hands. Kimiko? She stopped in her tracks.
You!
What's wrong? What happened?
Who are you?
Kimiko became enraged. Her once kind eyes now blazed with an indescribable fury. Kimmy, it's me, Luno. What do you mean, who are you?
I just watched the woman I love die. And you dare come here with her face? With her name?
Oh, wir sind die Woman, die sie liebt. Wir sind die Woman, die sie liebt. Hä, aber mein Name ist Luna als Frau. The only logical cause of this could be that I had changed dimensions. In this dimension, I must have just died after losing a deletion game. I died?
You will die again soon for this insult to her legacy!
Kimmy, please calm down. I can explain.
How dare you entrust me with such familiarity?
I appeared in the room instantly upon hearing Kimiko's cry.
Yes, Captain?
I noticed me immediately. Luno? Yes, it's me.
My scans are indicating that you are a man, not a woman.
As I was expecting, aber
Do
hey.
you possess two bodies? I have never heard of an instance of a human changing sex upon death.
Wäre interessant, oder? Immer wenn man stirbt, wird man das andere Geschlecht, bis man stirbt, um wieder das andere Geschlecht zu werden. Wäre es nicht lustig? Du stirbst, hast plötzlich einen Penis, stirbst wieder, hast plötzlich keinen Penis mehr. Wäre es nicht lustig? No, but I can explain.
Let me speak to die.
Captain, I have only just regained control. Are you sure you want me to relinquish control to die?
Als gerade das Gender ist. Und ich glaube, sie kann das. Sie kann mich scannen. Ich glaube, sie weiß das. Ist man dann auch wieder jung? Ja klar, Kurti.
This is an order. Bring me die.
I bowed and accepted the captain's command.
Of course, Captain.
I raised her head, revealing the fiery red eyes and sinister smile that only Dai could possess.
Me summoned? Hath the sky fallen and hell frozen over?
Die, is this a joke?
Miko pointed at me, at which Dai became very intrigued.
Did you become a man? Is this because I said you should die like one? It was a joke, not an actual recommendation.
I wish I knew what you were talking about, Dai.
Did you do this?
Dai shrugged nonchalant.
Nope,
Nonchalant.
wasn't me.
Is this not the woman you just murdered before my eyes?
Kimiko was becoming more short-tempered with each minute that passed. Kimmy, it's me. Please let me explain. I think I have to... Dai interrupted me as if I weren't even there.
Scans indicate that he has a similar DNA structure, but nope, different person.
Please, I'm from an alternate dimension. Kimiko stopped abruptly and leaned down beside me as she placed her hand on my cheek.
Did you manage to get the pocket watch working?
I was shaking slightly. My Kimiko made me feel warm and safe. This wasn't her. I think I did. Kimiko held up the watch she was clutching when she first entered.
So with this, I can change dimensions. I can find her again.
Können wir Kimiko einfach umbringen? Another version of her, yes. But we should really focus on the Dai situation first.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Super rude. I'm standing right here.
Ich Ich meine, die tötet jeden in jeder anderen Dimension, nur weil sie durchgeknallt ist. Ja, wahrscheinlich haben wir einfach 2 böse Kimikos. Das würde auch Sinn machen, weil es waren viel zu viele, die sie umgebracht hat. The left corner of Kimiko's lip curled upon hearing my suggestion.
I should work with you to solve this issue, and then find a way back to her.
I was glad Kimiko was seeing reason. This was one of the many reasons I adored her. Die certainly was a much more pressing matter. Yes, exactly.
I suppose you are right.
Als ob. Das ist nicht die Kimiko, die ich kenne. Kimiko sighed as she stood up, now clenching the watch tightly.
I want to see you on the bridge in 5 minutes. Gather yourself and meet me there.
Versteht gar nicht mehr. Kurti, die Frau, also es gibt mehrere Dimensionen, ne? Deswegen gibt es ja auch mehrere Versionen von ihr. Eine Version liebt mich als Mann, die andere Version liebt mich als Frau. Das ist die, die wir gerade haben. Und die Version, die mich als Mann liebt, ist irgendwann durchgeknallt und ist in die anderen Dimensionen gereist und tötet immer jede Version von mir und da auch andere Crewmitglieder. Also sie ist Schrödingers Serienkiller. Yes, of course. Kimiko headed towards the door, addressing Dai as she reached the threshold.
Dai, lock this room down and cut off the local oxygen supply.
Sag ich doch das als ob. What no Kühe.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
I told you not to address me as such.
Wir sterben gerade. Oxygen levels in the captain's quarters are at critical levels. I repeat, oxygen levels are at critical levels. So, ja, ich erstick halt, ne? Alles wieder gut. Ja, das ist die Kimiko, die ich kenne. Oh, nee, das war falsch. Ich wollte eigentlich zum nächsten. Hä, wie komme ich denn? Also, wir pressen mal nicht, ne? I don't know what would happen should I press the buttons. Perhaps I should seek counsel first. I pocketed the watch again and plotted a course to the bridge where I knew I would find reliable guidance on the matter. Die ist wie ich? Nein! Plötzlich das Geschlecht wechseln, würde die dann Schluss machen. Bitstorm, das ist eine super interessante Sache. Ich glaube tatsächlich, also das ist so eine Sache, wie lange man zusammen ist. Und es ist halt situationsabhängig, deswegen kann ich es eigentlich nicht beantworten. Weil ich war nicht in einer Situation und ich kann es mir halt auch nicht hundertprozentig vorstellen, wie das ist. Aber ich schätze mal, wenn ich die Person, also wenn es wirklich so eine Liebe geworden ist, weißt du, so eine Vertrauen, alles da, wenn man lang genug zusammen ist, glaube ich tatsächlich nicht mal. I found the captain and Shizuka busying themselves with the panels and monitors at the helm of the bridge. Andererseits würde ich sagen, wäre es schwierig, wenn es nicht plötzlich das Geschlecht wechselt, sondern wenn es wirklich eine komplette Geschlechtsumwandlung wäre, wenn man die komplett von Anfang bis Ende durchmachen müsste, weil ich glaube, das ist super anstrengend. Ich glaube, das ist für beide super schwer und es wäre sehr toxisch für die Beziehung. Weil es genauso ist, überleg mal, wie viele Paare auseinanderbrechen, wenn zum Beispiel die Frau eine Fehlgeburt hat. Und das ist auch super toxisch für die Beziehung. Und ich glaube, so ähnlich könnte es sein. Oder auch Schwängeluna möglich. Wow, cool. Bitstorm, aber also ich bin immer noch der Meinung, dass Liebe nicht wirklich was mit dem Geschlecht zu tun hat, sondern halt mit der Person an sich. Ich sag auch, ich stehe auf Männer, weil ich es mir mit einer Frau einfach nicht vorstellen kann. Aber wenn die Person, die ich liebe, eine Frau wäre, dann würde ich das schon hinkriegen.
Are we on course?
Yes, Captain. Our trajectory is nearing the closest point to the black hole and will be in its gravitational influence for T-minus 6.5
Hallo,
hours.
Nito. Da steht auf meiner Papier. Nein. Also, es ist sehr schwer, eine Person zu lieben, die man nicht kennt. Aber hey, Du willst nur Zac Efron. Zac Efron ist so heiß geworden, ne? Ist so Wahnsinn.
Should there be any problems?
Our navigational equipment confirms that our path is clear, and there are no nearby debris fields to worry about.
Perfect. Lock the course in and keep me updated if anything changes.
Aside that now was the best time to interject. Good morning, Captain Shizuka.
Greetings.
Liebe, was ist das? Das, was du empfindest, wenn du dein Lieblingsessen vor dir hast. Wer ist denn Ginny? Ginny Weasley? Ginny ist cool. Shizuka did not look happy to see me.
If he's up, why couldn't he be doing this? I could still be asleep, you know.
Shizuka, you are the only qualified navigator. It makes sense that you would, navigate.
Lust? Nein, Liebe. Ist doch keine Lust. Also, wenn du Lust empfindest, während du isst, ich möchte es nicht verurteilen. Okay. Shizuka heaved a great sigh as she returned to the monitor in front of her. Oh Gott, ich habe immer noch nicht Night of the Rabbit runtergeladen. Ups.
How can I help you?
Ich weiß, was ich heute vergessen habe, aber es wird nicht so groß sein, oder? It was slightly off-putting that the captain could mask so effortlessly what had transpired between us. Sollen wir das mal kurz versuchen? Wo stellt man bei Steam ein, dass man runterladen kann, auch wenn man gerade was spielt? Warte, Download während des Spiels erlauben. Ich hab's. Upsi. Ich weiß nicht, warum ich gerade dran gedacht habe. Entschuldigung, Mann. Ich habe auch andere Sachen im Kopf manchmal. 9,2 Megabyte. Ach nee, das ist Steamworks. Okay. Gucken wir mal. Wird gestartet, funktioniert's? 5,4 Gigabyte. 3 Stunden 12? Okay, Steam geht hoch. Ja, komm, 1,6 Megabyte reicht mir. 5,0 sogar. Was ist mit Steam momentan los? Das ist so schlimm. Egal, das wird schon passen. So. Wer ist Schatz? Wer ist Schatz? Wer ist Schatz? Meinst du Lovegood? Die Luna Lovegood? Lovegood. Pizza Hawaii. Ich hab Schatz gesagt? Ich hab nicht Schatz gesagt. Hä? Hab ich mein Steam gerade Schatz genannt? Ich hasse das Wort Schatz. Nein, vergiss es. Ich habe niemanden und nichts Schatz genannt. Ich würde niemals irgendwann... Außer, mein Schatz! Das würde ich machen. I actually come to seek your counsel.
And I am actually pretty busy at the moment. How important is this?
I would say of vital importance. I could see the captain feel the impact of my purposely weighted words. She dismissed Shizuka so that we could have some space to talk.
What is it? What's wrong?
Dominik, darf ich dich bannen? The pocket watch. I think it's working. I pulled the watch from my pocket and showed it to Kimiko. She examined the watch, not a glimmer of emotion showing on those stony features. She could be impenetrable sometimes.
I see.
She handed the watch back to me.
And why do you need my counsel?
Kurti, ich glaube, du hast was an den Ohren. Zac Efron gehört mir, den darfst du nicht einfach Schatz. Ich habe Zac Efron nicht Schatz genannt. Ich habe gesagt, wie heiß der geworden ist. Ist echt Wahnsinn. Kurti, du hast was an den Ohren. Du verstehst die ganze Zeit irgendwelche Sachen. Ich muss kurz die Nase putzen. Nee, Dominik darf schon gern selbst einstehen für seine eigene Schuld. Gut. Well, what should I do? How dangerous do you think this is? What would you do if you were me?
If I were in your position, what would I do?
Kimiko, close your eyes, thinking deeply.
If I had any method that had a chance to save my crew, I would take my chances.
Mm-hmm. Really, even without knowing every possible outcome?
If I continued to keep trying what hadn't been working up until now, everyone would die.
Kurti, vielleicht hörst du auch einfach, was du selbst denkst. Du hast gerade über Zac Efron nachgedacht, hast dir gedacht, oh, das ist so ein Schatz. Und dann hast du gehört, dass ich Schatz gesagt habe, weil du daran gedacht hast. Ja, Bitstorm, sowas macht man eigentlich bei einem Timeout auch.
As the saying goes, insanity is doing the same thing over and over, but expecting different results.
Kimiko, fühlst du dich jetzt schlau? Ich glaube, das kennt jeder. Ha, well said.
Just take your time to think this through, and then make a decision. Remember that dire situations sometimes call for drastic action.
Aber warte mal, wenn wir jetzt... Was zur Hölle hier passiert? Warum ist da jetzt noch... Ach, egal. Komm, wir machen weiter. Thank you, Kimi. You've really been a big help. I thanked Kimiko one last time before leaving the bridge. Back in my quarters, I sat resolutely at the end of my bed, holding the pocket watch at eye level, trying to look inside it for the answers I sought. Muss man nicht verstehen, ich glaube auch. Minutes dragged out into hours.
Yoo-hoo!
Yoo-hoo!
You there? Hello?
Hi! I shook my head, breaking out of my trance-like state, finding Dai stood before me.
Celebration time! He's alive after all.
Dai, what do you want?
Well, if you were listening to my announcement over the PA, which you clearly weren't, you would know that I'm here to inform you if you've made the cut for the vampire team.
Oh, no, I didn't hear that, sorry.
Is your PA system broken or something?
I shrugged.
Hang on a second, let me just check.
Dai shouted over the top of the sound.
No, it definitely works! It seems that you are either incredibly rude or you're trying to avoid me.
Hä, warum haben wir die Intro-Musik? Nein, niemand erreichbar. Probieren Sie es später noch. Wow, nicht. Willkommen zurück, Alicia. The noise cut out, leaving my ears ringing. I'm sorry, Dai, it wasn't my intention at all.
You're lucky I'm in a good mood today. I forgive you.
Sie ist so gut zu uns. Thanks, Dai. So why are you in a good mood?
I'm glad you asked. I'm just so happy that I have the greatest job in the universe. I couldn't be more excited for today's game. I think this has to be my magnum opus.
Bis dann, Kurti. Loving your work does make things easier.
That it does. Now the reason I'm here.
Cosplays von der Frau. An sich, warum nicht? Aber das Spiel ist halt super unbekannt und ist halt noch nicht so alt. Also es ist von, ich glaube, September, November kam es raus letztes Jahr. Und wir können ja mal gucken. Es hat 64 Rezensionen. 64. Das ist nicht
Es
viel.
ist einfach schon ein fucking Jahr. Weiß gar nicht, was ich sagen soll. Du bist einfach über die Zeit meine Lieblingsstreamerin geworden.
Streamerin.
Auf weitere Jahre mit deinem tollen Stream kleiner als 3 Lunali 1 Hard Lunali 1 Hard Lunali 1 Party Lunali 1 Party.
Oh, danke schön für die lieben Worte, Geschichtenerzähler. Und hallo, Geschichtenerzähler. Vielen, vielen Dank für das ganze Jahr. Vielen, vielen Dank und danke, dass du die Streams schöner machst. Halt die Klappe, Dominik, ist gerade was Schönes, okay? Und wirklich vielen, vielen Dank für die Worte und die Zeit. Oh, das ist super lieb, danke schön. Lieblingsstream finde ich auch gut. Ich streame immer. Dankeschön, Geschichtenerzähler. Das ist super lieb von dir, danke schön. Das freut mich. Aber ohne euch wäre der Stream nicht, wie er ist, nicht wahr? Dankeschön. Ah, das war süß. Jetzt bin ich glücklich. Das war schön. Jetzt können wir sterben gehen. Luna, der Schleimer. Bin ich jetzt der Schleimer? Ach, Kurti. Für den Eigenverbrauch. Bitte was, Geschichtenerzähler? Wofür hast du Taschentücher da?
Drumroll!
Ja, wofür? Hä?
You are not the father.
Bin kein Vater? Naja, gut. Die Schleimbad. Nein, es ist nicht Schleim, wenn man beides ehrlich meint. Also, ich habe nicht geschleimt. Ich habe nur gesagt, wie es ist. Was für eine Drohung, Kurti. Ach, du bist gleich wieder da. Ach, sorry. Sorry, das habe ich echt nicht gesehen. I'm sorry. Ja, bis gleich, Kurti. Das ist anders gut. Nein. Was? Welcher Vater?
Sorry, I've been watching some vintage reality TV in my spare time.
Richtig Geschichtenerzähler. Wir sind beide schon echt toll. Wir sind schon echt tolle Menschen. You have enough spare time to watch TV? Shouldn't you be planning new and gruesome ways to kill us all?
I'm not going to dignify that with an answer. I think you've glossed over the important part. You aren't the vampire.
Okay, that's good, I guess.
Is it? Myself, I would much rather be the vampire.
Just so you can kill people?
Oh, you know me so well.
I sighed with relief. I had dodged a bullet there. There was no way that being the vampire was a good thing in this game. Di yawned audibly, clearly trying to tell me that she was bored with me now.
Well, this was pleasant. Be seeing you.
Lass uns schon morgen anfangen zu arbeiten, dann hast du einen Arzttermin. Ja gut, dann musst du ja morgen nicht arbeiten. Das heißt, du hast noch einen Tag, wo du dich darauf vorbereiten kannst und dich mental darauf einstellen kannst, den Job zu machen. Ich drück dir auf jeden Fall die Daumen für Mittwoch. Oh, Bildstone. Tiefstapler. Es heißt Hochstapler. Das stimmt. Das stimmt. Ich bin lieber weniger arrogant als zu arrogant. Wisst ihr, was ich meine? Di vanished as her hand was halfway to her mouth to stifle yet another yawn. Moments later, I heard her through the ship's PA system.
Everyone has now been allocated their role. The first round will begin at 9 a.m. sharp. You have just under 2 hours to mingle and scheme. Eee, this is so exciting.
Die. Guess no one's cutting me a break. First the pocket watch and now the Legion game. The Legion game was certainly a more pressing matter, and it required my immediate focus. I placed the pocket watch back on the bedside table and put it out of my mind for the time being. Glaubt ihr, wir kriegen jetzt Vampire Children zu spielen? Lieber ein bisschen zurückhalten, als allen auf den Sack zu gehen. Richtig Geschichtenerzähler, richtig. So to win, I need to make the most human babies. Ja! Lasst uns bumsen. I didn't want to win if Kiwi didn't have an equally good chance too. We both needed to survive this game together. At the very least, she needs to not have created the fewest babies. Lasst uns Babys machen! I decided that I should discuss a few plans of attack with Kimiko, but it seems that she had similar ideas as I ran into her down the hallway from my room.
I was just coming to speak with you.
Great minds think alike, it seems. She blushed at the concept that I was also seeking her out.
Turn around. We need to speak in private.
Was? Du möchtest mit meinem Rücken reden? Das heißt nicht, dass wir private sind. I inclined my head and I led the way back. Settling down on the couch, Kimiko lost no time in getting straight to the issue at hand.
I have been named the vampire.
My heart plummeted. This was not good news. To be the vampire meant 1 versus 6. They were not odds I felt confident about.
And I want you to be my Clyde.
Kimi, her usual rock-solid composure was starting to fray around the edges.
If we are on opposite teams, the chances are that one of us will die. I don't ever want to be without you again. I have always had a purpose in one way or another, but now my life has meaning.
Oh, Kimmy.
So, will you partner with me?
Ich muss beides machen. Ist das wichtig? No. Kimiko, I don't think I want to be a vampire. The vampires are more likely to lose. It's just a simple numbers game, nothing personal.
You would rather I lose alone?
Yeah? I'm sorry, but I just have too much left to do here, and I don't want to risk losing everything just for this. Kimiko nodded slowly as she digested my words.
I understand.
Thank you, Kimiko. Ich bin so ein Arsch. She flinched in reaction to hearing her full name from my lips after I had made my promise. I knew I had betrayed her, but I couldn't risk dying and leaving the rest of the crew with little to no hope of ever escaping the Kimiko stood up and her gaze lingered on my face for a moment before turning and leaving without saying another word. Not long after her departure, we were summoned in the dining hall. Macht das jetzt einen Unterschied oder nicht? Das eine Kimi alle umbringt. Ja, die bringt ja alle um, weil ich gestorben bin. Weißt du, die liebt mich halt so sehr. Du weißt doch, Frauen stehen auf die Bad Boys, ja? Und ich bin halt der Bad Boy. I found the whole crew already there, waiting outside in the hallway, speaking in hushed voices amongst themselves.
Welcome, welcome. Today's the day you all become proud parents, or the undead. Each round takes half an hour. Within that period, you and a single unique partner may enter the dining hall to breed.
Warte mal, wir spielen das Spiel jetzt, oder?
Once you have bred, please leave the hall so others may use the space. When the round comes to an end, I will announce the birth tally and round 2 will begin.
Warte mal, wir haben eine halbe Stunde Zeit, um Bums.
After 3 rounds, the game will come to an end, along with someone's life. I just can't explain how much I love this game. I don't know if it's the death or the breeding, but this game makes me so excited.
Der Boy als Bad. Ich will halt kein Vampir mit ihr sein. Ich habe sie halt immer Kimi genannt, aber jetzt ist sie halt Kimiko. Sie reicht mir halt. Also einmal war genug, weißt du.
I'll be waiting inside the dining hall to join you together in your partnerships. Round 1 starts now.
Toodles! I leaped through the wall of the dining hall. The hiding doll. I scanned the room. Who should I breed with? Before I could make a decision, Shizuka and Katashi approached me.
Hey, deja vu much?
What?
She's referring to the Make 10 game, I think.
I guess this was similar in a way. Trust in people was a vital element to winning.
Katashi and I aren't vampires. Are you?
No, I'm not.
Shall we have a 3-way breed then?
Was, man kann Dreier haben? What exactly do you mean by that, Shizuka?
Well, if none of us are vampires, why don't we take turns to breed with each other?
Oh, that makes sense. Then we can make the most babies.
Exactly. So in round 1, how about you choose which one of us you'll breed with? It will put your mind at ease knowing that we're not playing you as a pair of vampires.
Although I already knew that neither of them was a vampire, it was cute that they had worked so hard to prove that. Sure, that sounds great.
So, who's the lucky participant, big boy?
Können wir Katashi nehmen? Wir nehmen Katashi!
I knew you'd make the right choice.
Shizuka pouted like a child. She was such a sore loser.
Let's get a move on. It appears that the captain and Beatrix have just finished in there.
Captain and Beatrix have just finished in there. Hallo zurück. Guten Abend. Ja, wir müssen. I looked over to see Beatrix and Kimiko walk away from the dining hall. I guess it made sense that of all the crew members, Kimiko would choose to sacrifice Beatrix if she were to win. I felt bad for Beatrix, though. She clearly had no idea this was happening. Katashi and I entered the dining hall.
What a beautiful couple. So strong, so elegant, so...
Devastatingly handsome?
Well, you're no Nicholas, but I'll give you a solid 6.
Und was ist mit Mia?
A 6? Is that a joke?
Want me to knock that down to a 5 there, buddy?
Oh, Dai! Has anyone mentioned how radiant you look today? Have you upgraded your hologram projection field software because you're looking super high resolution?
Did I say 5? I meant 9.
Yes, everyone present is very attractive. Let's breed already.
I prefer to wine and dine before getting down to business, but I guess I can make an exception for you, handsome.
Oh, Katashi, was?
That's the spirit. Place your hands in your respective terminals and bada bing, bada boom, instant babies.
Was? Och, komm, ich dachte, wir... Oh. We followed Dai's instructions and left to meet back up with Shizuka.
Finished? How'd it go?
War klasse.
Pretty painless. I'll be honest though, I would have preferred more time alone with this hunk here.
Katashi winked at me before glancing down to check the time. Oh, Katashi.
Looks like we have about 10 more minutes before this round is over. Let's say we go grab some snacks for everyone.
Really?
For someone here, and we'll be their last. So let's make sure they go out with a full belly at least.
Aber hey, wir spielen Vampire Children. We nodded in agreement and three of us hurried to the kitchen to put together a hasty feast. We returned 5 minutes later with more than enough slices of cake for everyone.
Cake!
Melody hurled towards us. I couldn't fault her enthusiasm. Katashi's cakes were worth dying for. That sounded worse when I realized that soon that would be very true. I handed pieces out, first to Melody, then to Nicholas. Shizuka and Katashi distributed some to Beatrix and the captain. Did you breed this round, Nicholas?
Oh, yes. I went with Melody. Beatrix and I had to be sure that we could protect her. We opted to not breed together in the first round, just in case.
Nicholas! Gut, mir fällt aus wie ein Bodenliebe. The unfairness of the situation wasn't lost on me. The Vogels were trying their best to protect Melody, and yet they were the ones being thrown under the bus by the captain. Dai appeared, interrupting any further thoughts.
Thank you all for participating in Vampire Children. Here are the results of round 1. Ta-da!
Ta-da! The results were pretty much what I expected them to be. 4 human babies were created and 1 vampire child was created. Total human babies, 4 vampire children, 1.
Round 2 starts now!
Dai disappeared as we worked out our next plan of attack. Shizuka, Katashi, and I turned to each other to begin discussing this round when Melody approached us.
Monkey, I want to go with you.
Nicholas was close behind her.
Melody, you need to go with Beatrix.
But I don't want to go with Beatrix.
Tisk.
Nicholas tried his best to remain calm as he spoke to Melody through gritted teeth.
What about if you go with Monkey next round after
Nein.
Beatrix?
No! I want to go with Monkey now.
Das Kind will einfach überleben. Das hat einen krassen Überlebensinstinkt. Weil wenn sie jetzt erst mit Beatrix, dann wäre sie auch Vampir. She wouldn't be swayed by anything that he said. Nicholas pulled me aside, looking desperate.
Swear to me on your life that you are not the vampire. Promise me right here and now.
Nicholas, I'm not the vampire. Nicholas sighed with a mixture of relief and exhaustion.
Very well. Could I ask you to please partner with Melody this round? I will make her go with Beatrix next time.
I knew that if she partnered with Beatrix, she would become a vampire. Perhaps going with her now would be the best course of action to ensure that she would not be in danger of being short of points. I nodded at Nicholas, who smiled back in response before turning to Melody.
Melody, I will make you a deal. You can go with him this round. Next round, you have to go with Beatrix, okay?
Melody's face lit up like he had told her that she could have her birthday early this year.
I promise.
Very well.
Jetzt mache ich auch noch Snooze nur mit dem Kind. I took Melody's hand and led her into the dining hall, where Dai was waiting in the same spot as last time. Was Duck Duck?
Wow!
Goat?
Cradle snatcher much?
Monkey and I are making a baby together.
Das ist schwierig, okay? Das ist schwierig.
Wow!
Monkey and I are making a baby together.
Ja, machen wir.
Aw, that's nice for you both.
Dai's hologram reached over to pinch Melody's cheeks before turning to me.
Seriously, you could have this whenever you wanted, and you choose her instead.
Di pointed to herself with a look of dismay. Let's just get on with this, Di.
Fine. Please place your hands on the terminals to consummate your union.
We both did so, Melody beaming at me as she did. We headed out, passing the Captain and Nicholas as they entered. 5 minutes later, the Captain and Nicholas rejoined the rest of the group, completing the round.
Thank you again for another thrilling round. I will now display the results after round 2.
The results were displayed, and again, as expected. 2 human babies created, 2 vampire children created, total human babies 6, vampire children 3.
Which starts now.
Willkommen zurück, Kurti. Auf Kinder als auf Hologramme. Ja, also wenn... Nein, Spaß. Melody went calmly with Beatrix as promised. The door closed behind the two of them as Beatrix went in with her to claim another vampiric victim. I regrouped with Shizuka and Katashi, who were still happy to complete our initial plan.
Katashi and I paired up last round, and you went with Katashi in round 1. So now you can team up with me this round, and Katashi can go with Nicholas, perhaps?
We all nodded in agreement. We waited outside the dining hall as Katashi Shizuka spoke to Nicholas about teaming up. A few minutes passed until Beatrix and Melody were done inside, allowing us to enter.
Better late than never. Sheesh.
We simply fashionably late.
Whatever makes you feel better about your tardiness.
Ja, ja, wir machen das gleiche wie immer. Hallo, Michi.
I can't explain how exciting this game was for me. Watching you all sneak behind each other's backs. Betrayal at every turn. Bravo, everyone! Nothing less than what I expected from you humans. No need to keep you all in suspense. Time to announce the final count. The results. 6 human babies created. 6 vampire children created.
Schaut, ja, die ist verrückt. Die ist böse verrückt. Generation eine neue Generation zu starten. Ich habe keine Ahnung, Bitstone.
That's right.
Also, oh. How was it possible?
That's right, folks. In a huge upset, it looks like the vampires win. Vampires win.
The vampires?
Glad your ears work.
There were 2 vampires?
Indeed, there were.
Kimiko and Beatrix worked together?
They did, but Beatrix was not the vampire.
Wait, I saw Beatrix and Kimiko leave the dining hall together.
Afraid not, sailor. We simply walked from that direction. You assumed that we bred.
You didn't?
Nope. In fact, I bred with Nicholas in round 1.
Sorry.
That was the final individual score.
Here is the final individual count.
Kimiko hat uns einfach beschissen, nur weil wir Nein gesagt haben. I looked at the scores. I had the fewest amount of children, equal with Katashi. I tied for last with Katashi.
You did, but given that I only need to execute 1, I will allow the original vampire to choose which of you will be executed. Mother vampire?
What? But who was your client? The crew all turned to Melody.
Hey, monkey! I'm a vampire! Rawr!
Wurden wir gerade von einem kleinen Dreckskind getötet? You risked Melody?
There was never a risk. The crew all pulled together and we decided to sacrifice you instead.
Hallo, Wapey. Ihr seid alle... Sind wir wieder am Anfang? Ich dachte, ihr mögt mich.
We all worked together, willingly becoming vampires.
Just to kill me?
Betrayal hurts, does it not? Take solace in knowing it will not hurt for much longer.
This is outrageous.
You broke the captain's heart. It's no more or less than you deserve, in my estimation.
Haben die gerade gesagt, weil ich ein Herz gebrochen habe, verdiene ich es zu sterben? Okay. Ihr seid echt tolle Leute. Katashi and Nicholas both grabbed me by the scruff of my shirt and dragged me in the direction of the shuttle bay. I do something here. This isn't how the game works.
You want me to help you?
Yes!
I watched the captain pour her heart out to you. And you threw her aside to save your own wretched skin.
Ja und? Passiert halt mal. Isn't that what you wanted?
Betraying each other is one thing, but betraying your true love, that's cold.
Meine einzig wahre true love ist Nicholas, okay? What do you care? You don't even know what love feels like.
I'm quite the romantic, I'll have you know.
Katashi and Nicholas threw me to the airlock room floor, knocking the air out of my lungs. I heard the locking mechanism slide shut behind me. What about the Wheel of Fatality? What about your grand executions?
A word of advice for your next life, if there is such a thing. In life, what you have, what you receive, is always what you deserve.
What's that supposed to mean?
Die? Please. Empty out the trash.
Danke für den Follow Wave. Dankeschön. It's... Was bist du für eine blöde Kuh?
Anything for you, Captain.
Doch hat sie gesagt. Before I could think of the last futile retort, the outer airlock doors blew open and I was ripped out into open space. My mind filled with regret just as my lungs emptied. Dankeschön. Es ist lieb von dir. Also, das Spiel ist auch, also wir sind schon relativ weit. Auf jeden Fall brühen wir mit dir. Es geht darum, dass wir die ganze Zeit verschiedene Dimensionen bereisen und hier so. Wir haben hier verschiedene Stränge, die wir abgeben müssen. Man kann Junge sein, man kann Mädchen sein und da gibt es verschiedene Stränge. Deswegen ist es für dich jetzt gerade sowieso schwierig, da reinzukommen. Weil wir schon ziemlich viel gemacht haben. Oh Gott, was? You and me against the world.
Is that a yes?
Auf jeden Fall, Kimiko. Als ob ich meine True Love betrayen würde. Als ob ich so ein Trash wäre, der dann raus in den Space geworfen wird. I would rather die by your side than live in a world that doesn't have you in it. Kimiko leaped into my arms, she was flying. Ach, seht ihr, so geht man mit Frauen um, ja?
We will win. When we work together, I know we can.
Nee, glaube ich nicht, Dominik. Even if we don't, my last moments will be with you. That's all I care about. Kimiko's eyes locked with mine. Achso, ja, der Download ist abgeschlossen, yeah. And I knew that I had made the right decision when I saw a fierce fire lit within them.
Thank you. I do not know how I can ever repay you.
Wie wär's, wenn du mich nicht mehr als Abfall bezeichnen würdest und nicht mehr aus dem Spaceship rausschmeißen würdest? Das wäre schon echt ganz cool. She hugged me tightly and I clung onto her like my life depended on it. Pulling out of the hug, she swiftly reverted back to the role of the staunch, unwavering captain.
I must return to the bridge. We do not want to garner suspicion.
We certainly wouldn't want anyone knowing that we were lovers.
I meant in regards to the deletion game, but I guess that too.
Kimiko gave me a heart-melting smile before she returned to her duties. Okay, warte mal. Also es ist nicht okay, wenn alle wissen, dass wir ein Liebespaar sind, aber es ist okay, wenn die ganze Crew weiß, dass ich ihr Herz gebrochen habe. The game was beginning in the next hour or so, and I really needed to get in the right headspace. I decided to have a cold shower to shock me awake so I could focus on how to keep myself and Kimiko alive. I'll spread the negativity. Upon arrival, I saw a light reflection of the bathroom tiles. Stimmt leider. I turned around and a very strange sight greeted me. Die?
Oh, hey!
Also, jetzt mal ganz ehrlich, ihr wolltet das. Also, ihr wolltet das. Ich auch, aber hey. What exactly are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing?
War nicht die KI abschleppe? Also, wir haben schon mit dir geflirtet. Wie kann eine KI duschen? Kurti. Mach's nicht kaputt. washing your hair?
So why ask? You can clearly see what I'm doing.
I guess, but you don't really need to.
How do you think my hair has such a glossy shine? A girl needs to take care of herself.
It is very glossy, some might even say lustrous. Would you like me to wash your hair for...
Keep your hands to yourself, pervert.
I don't really have a choice in the matter. I ran my hand through her hair. The hologram flickered slightly as I did.
I like you so much.
Enough to not kill me.
Nice try. Let me finish my hair. I'll be with you in just a moment.
Was passiert, wenn ich einfach...
And this is why I work so hard. The praise gets me every time.
Well, you do always look good, Dai. I've never seen you look less than your absolute best.
No, stop it. You're making me blush. Let me finish my hair. No. And
Wir nehmen trotzdem das andere. Da hat sie gesagt, dass sie mich mag.
Let me finish my hair. I'll be with you in just a moment.
I turned away for a few seconds.
Ta-da! How do I look?
As ravishing as usual. Dai bobbed up and down in pure pleasure at my response.
Now, the reason I'm here.
Isn't it to wash your hair?
That was a happy side effect. Now, a little birdie tells me that you and the captain are vampires.
Well, you do run the game, so that makes sense.
Well, I want you to win.
What? Why?
Let's just say that I like you, so I want you to win.
Stimmt, sie macht das alles ja nur für Kimiko, ne? Ja, eben Geschichtenerzähler. Deswegen, komm, jeder hat seine schlechten Seiten, jeder hat seine Nachteile und seine Vorteile. Und sie ist halt eine KI, na und? Sie kann auch nichts dafür. Ist ja nicht so, dass sie sich entschieden hätte, eine KI zu werden, oder? If you don't want to kill me, why not just call off the game entirely?
It's not quite that simple.
How is I
said, it's not that simple.
Dai shook off her sudden burst of anger, regaining her composure.
In round 2, I suggest that you breed with Melody.
Why would I do that?
She'd be by far the easiest to convince.
She's only a child.
And, as it currently stands, also the most unnecessary crew member.
Also, sie hat nicht Unrecht? Dai, I can't do that.
You must win!
Look, of course I want to win, but I'm not going to sentence Melody to death in order to do so.
Fine. Enjoy the afterlife.
Dai threw her hands up in exasperation, vanishing on the spot. I remembered the reason I had come to the bath in the first place. I knew that the embrace of the cold shower wasn't the reason I was shuddering. It was the thought of sacrificing Melody that made me really shiver. Du hast nur Vorteile. Kurti, Warte, ich habe auch nur Vorteile. Ich esse viel, Rafe. Das ist auch ein Nachteil. As I finished up, Dai's voice came over the ship's PA.
Good morning, my Randy crew. The time has come for you to spread your seed, share the fruit of your loins, sow your fertile oats. Well, you get the picture.
Wir haben verstanden.
If everyone could please report to the hallway outside the dining hall and form an orderly queue, it's time to get down and dirty.
Entschuldigung, okay, macht weiter. Down and dirty, and I had just finished my shower too. I sighed as I pulled on my clothes and trudged to the dining hall as instructed. I was among the last to arrive.
It's about time. Not that eager to become a father?
Yeah, let's just get this over with, Dai.
Wow, the attitude. I feel sorry for your future children.
Yes, Dai, we get it. He would make a terrible father and husband. Can we get down to business?
Bitte was?
Meow, Captain. You're the boss.
Du blöde Kuh, echt.
Ahem.
Leute, sie ist verhöhnt. Ich lache nicht.
Welcome, welcome. Today's the day you all become proud parents, or the undead. Each round takes one.
Hello. Would you like to breed?
Bitte was? Hi. So. Hallo. Möchtest du gerne bumsen? I looked around and saw the others watching over their shoulders at us, trying to catch a snippet of the conversation. Are you the vampire?
No, I am not. Are you?
I shook my head, perhaps a tad too vigorously, still trying to convince the others that this wasn't pre-rehearsed.
Then, shall we?
Jetzt will er dein Busen wollen, ja, stupid, ne? So einfach geht das klar, Kurti. Wo kann ich sie kennen? Hier, auf dem Spaceship. I nodded. After Beatrix and Nicholas were done inside, Kimiko and I replaced them.
Ah, if it isn't the lovebirds we've all been waiting for.
Di, I'd like to become a vampire. I will be Kimiko's partner in crime.
Captain, do you agree with this? You want me to make him a vampire?
The captain paused for a second, then nodded in agreement, resolution strong on her face.
So romantic. Alrighty, please place your hands on the terminal so I can get you two hitched.
Together we placed our hands on the terminals.
Congratulations! I now pronounce you Mr. and Mrs. Vampire. You may now suck the crew.
Da steht zwar Kill, aber das Suck the Crew ist doch viel, also... Hallo Mad Mike. Hallo Ultra Hoodie. I laughed dryly without any real mirth. Thanks, Di.
Good luck, you two. I'm so proud seeing my babies all grown up.
Du würdest es nicht verheimlichen? Dann wärst du aber tot, Rafe, weil niemand mit dir breeden würde. We left the dining hall with relief. Di always managed to make situations as awkward as possible. Katashi and Melody passed us on their way inside. Kinder, ich sag, ja, Rafe, aber die würden alle sagen nein. We found a position by the wall to wait until the end of the round, and Shizuka immediately approached us.
Hey, Captain?
Hey.
Are either of you the vampire?
Who? Me? No!
Captain?
No, I'm not.
Shizuka nodded, seemingly content with our response. She drifted off, looking like she was now scoping out another pair to interrogate. Melody burst out of the dining hall entrance with a very exhausted-looking Katashi dragged along by her hand.
I made a baby.
Sie meinte den Dinosaurier auf ihrem Arm.
That's right. We both did.
Katashi! Oh, das war lieb von dir. Das war lieb von dir. Dankeschön.
I want to call mine Sprinkles.
Sprinkles isn't a real name, Melody.
Why not? Why is Melody okay, but not Sprinkles?
Guter Punkt. Katashi sighed, knowing it was impossible to argue with someone of her age.
Sprinkles is a beautiful name, dear.
Moments later, the first round came to a close.
Thank you all for participating in Vampire Children. Here are the results of round 1. Ta-da!
The results were pretty much what I expected them to be. 4 human babies were created and 1 vampire child was created. Total human babies, 4 vampire children, 1.
Round 2 starts now!
Sprinkles is one of them, right?
Yes, Melody. Di will look after Sprinkles for you until the game is finished.
Oh, okay.
Now that round 2 had begun, I needed to make sure to breed in order to keep both Kimiko and me alive. The others were also milling around, contemplating who to breed with. Shizuka took Melody by the hand, leading her into the dining hall. From the looks of the room, I had 3 options. Hä, jetzt muss ich auch noch entscheiden? Okay, wartet. Katashi. I approached Katashi, who happened to be standing alone. Hey, Katashi!
Hey, newbie.
Hi! So if I asked, hypothetically, if you were a vampire, how would you hypothetically respond?
I would hypothetically say no. And if you received the same question?
I too would say no, hypothetically speaking. Katashi laughed. We always seem to be on the same page, Katashi and I. Shall we breed then?
I thought you'd never ask.
We both chuckled, entering the dining hall as soon as we saw Melody and Shizuka leave.
And Katashi sitting in the tree. Kissing.
Very mature, Di.
What, am I not allowed to have fun while I toy with your lives?
Da, we'd like to breed, thanks. Die heißen Kokofleur. Von Das Exquisite.
And so you shall. Please place your hands down on the terminal so we can move straight to fourth base.
Katashi rolled his eyes as Dai winked like crazy, trying to get Katashi's attention.
Wow, that was hot, guys. The internet will love this sexy little film that I just took of you two.
Wieso sehe ich ihn nicht? Simpler than Twilight. Das stimmt. Du spielst quasi von Among Us. Irgendwie, ja, ein bisschen ist es schon Among Us-like, ne? Ich will ihn auch sehen.
Yeah.
Minutes after we had left, Kimiko and Beatrix also emerged, followed by Dai.
Thank you again for another thrilling round. I will now display the results after round 2.
The results were displayed and again as expected. Wir müssen mal kurz gucken. Wo sind wir gestorben? Hä? Aber Don't Jump und dann ist der Totenkopf aber bei Jump, obwohl der von der Story... Egal. Ich frage einfach nicht. Passt schon.
Which starts now.
Ja, Luno-Porno. Ich bin männlich.
Which...
Also, alright, one more round and this game was ours.
This game is starting to heat up. It's gonna be a great final round. I'm glad you finally arrived.
Dai dashed back to the dining hall. Before I could even consider my next move, Shizuka addressed the whole group.
Can I please have everyone's attention?
We all turned to face Shizuka as she spoke.
I know who the vampire is.
What? How did you know?
He and the captain are both vampires.
Excuse me?
I'm really sorry about this, Captain. I know it's you and him.
What? We're not the vampires?
Yes, you are.
Prove it.
Okay.
I racked my brain to try and imagine what a proof could be.
In the first round, one vampire child was created. That means that either Katashi and Melody, Beatrix and Nicholas, or you and the captain are the vampire pair.
Fuck, ich hätte Nicholas nehmen müssen.
In round 2, 2 more vampire children were created.
Seid ihr nicht mal gewendet? Doch, ich bin gewendet. So?
I know for a fact that Katashi and Melody are not vampires.
Woher willst du es wissen? How do you know that?
I trust them.
Ach, und mir nicht? That's not proof.
No, it's not, but it's about to be.
What could you possibly mean?
I didn't breed in the first round. That means I have the fewest human babies to my name.
So?
And I won't breed this round again, proving that you and the captain are the vampires, and that Katashi and Melody are human.
Shizuka addressed the crew en masse once more.
If you aren't the vampire, I am asking you to not breed this round, knowing that I will die if I'm wrong.
Putting your own life on the line to prove a point? I can respect that, Shizuka.
Very well. Neither my sister nor I will breed this round.
Katashi nodded, clearly agreeing with this plan too.
2 children is already too much for me to handle.
Shizuka turned to the now despondent captain.
Sorry, guys. You lose.
The captain and I stood in stunned silence as our world crashed down around us. Dai poked her head around the door. Okay, wir speichern das, weil ich trotzdem wissen will, was passiert. Aber nee. Ich will nur gucken, ob Nicholas die bessere Option gewesen wäre. Nicholas stood with his sister. I hesitantly approached him, expecting resistance from Beatrix. Nicholas, would you like to breed with me? Nicholas was intrigued by this simple question.
I might be the vampire. Now, why would you ask to breed without inquiring first?
Als ob du mir sagen würdest, dass du der Vampir wärst, wenn du der Vampir wärst.
Yeah, sailor. You got a death wish?
Okay, well, if you're the vampire, I'll ask Katashi instead. I walked away, stopping when I heard Nicholas call me back.
Wait.
He had fallen for my bluff. Nicholas was never very good at reading people, considering how smart he was.
I apologize. I was unsure if you were the vampire. But now I am convinced it is Shizuka and Katashi.
Why would it be
It
them?
makes sense that the vampire would use Melody as easy initial prey. Katashi bred with Melody in round 1, knowing that she will go on to breed with 2 more people without arousing suspicion.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Let us breed once Melody and Shizuka return.
I can't believe they're using Melody like that. It's disgusting.
Nicholas and I entered a minute later.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't expecting company.
Di, we would like to breed.
Straight to business as always, eh, Nikki? It's one of your best characteristics.
Ich finde auch schlimm, was Shizuka und Katashi machen.
Please place your hands on the terminals provided to unite your genetic code.
Nicholas looking slightly uncomfortable as he did.
Congratulations! You have successfully created offspring. Woohoo! Even quicker than usual, eh, Nikki?
We left wisely, deciding not to engage Dai. Kimiko and Katashi brushed past us, quick to replace us inside.
Thank you again for another thrilling round. I will now display the results after round 2.
Ja, 6 human babies, 3 vampire
Which
children.
starts now.
One more round and everyone would be was? And everyone would be turned.
This game is starting to heat up. It's gonna be a great final round. I'm glad you finally arrived.
Dai dashed back to the dining hall. Before I could even consider my next move, Shizuka addressed the whole group.
Can I please have
Leave!
everyone's attention?
We all turned to face Shizuka as she spoke.
I know who the vampire is.
Warum? Viel Erfolg, böse Pandas. Lass dir dann schmecken.
He and the captain are both vampires. Which means that
Very well.
2 children is already too much for me to handle.
Gut, muss halt so sein. Dai poked her head around the door.
Really? No one's breeding? I know parenting is hard, but really?
No, Dai. We just know who the vampire is already.
Damn it, Shizuka. Stop ruining my games with your nerdy gamer logic.
Sorry, Dai. It's my only strength, so I'm going to use it.
Dai appealed to the rest of the crew.
So no one wants to breed?
No one stepped forward. Dai sighed with disappointment.
I guess that brings this game to its conclusion. Thank you for playing Vampire Children. Still my favorite game to date, despite stupid Shizuka ruining the ending. And as you know, here is the final score.
There were 0 human babies created, 0 vampire children created. Total human babies, 6 vampire children, 3.
The vampire has lost.
Wait, vampire? Singular? Surely she meant vampires.
Congratulations! You've lost this round of the game, which means you've won an early exit from this ship.
What?
Ich hasse dieses Spiel. Es geht eigentlich nur darum, mich rauszuschmeißen.
Sorry, Captain, but they were the vampire.
I know he was. I made him one.
Dai ignored the captain.
If you would, please do me the honor of spinning the wheel of fatalities.
Das war das, was wir mitgekriegt haben im anderen Strang, kann es sein?
Absolutely not.
Having a rough time there,
Komm
Captain?
ich jetzt
First
als Frau?
Yoshiki and now them.
I was the vampire.
I was unsure of exactly what was happening. Kimiko was right. She was the vampire. I had just partnered with her.
Dai, I'm gonna have to agree with the captain on this one. I'm sure she is the main vampire, and he is Clyde.
Oh, and how do you figure that?
I asked her if she was the vampire, and she has a really obvious tell.
That's not proof at all, you know, Shizuka.
Kimiko lost her cool entirely. She was angrier than I even thought possible.
Why are you not following your own rules?
Are you accusing me of cheating?
Yes, I am. You're cheating. I should have lost. I did lose. Count me.
What's going on here?
I'm sorry, but you won't be dying today.
Suddenly the figure of a woman burst into the dining hall.
What's going on here?
Vieh-Baby, Alter, ich sehe männlicher aus als jeder andere. Ich finde das so lustig, das einfach... Okay. Das linke, das bin immer ich. Egal ob männlich oder weiblich. Der einzige Unterschied ist, dass ein Schwanz, also ein Zopf, oben drauf geklebt wurde. Die Grundfrisur sogar, bis auf das Gummi und halt den Zopf, ist 1:1 das gleiche. Aber hey. What's going on here?
Beatrix?
Was?
What's going on here?
Ich hab eine Stimme? Warum klinge ich wie Dai?
Beatrix?
Is that you?
You're alive?
You're a girl. An attractive girl.
Kennen wir.
What? Of course I am. The girl part, at least.
Wait, that voice sounded strangely familiar. Was that me? Luna?
Yeah, and you are?
Luno!
This is great! We did it!
We definitely did it! I clasped the hands of my female doppelganger tightly and we jumped gleefully in celebration.
I hate to interrupt this beautiful moment you're having with yourself. It's just that I have a job to do and, as such, I have to kill you. Well, one of you at least.
Die Frau darf nicht sterben, weil Dai der Mutter von dieser Frau versprochen, oder beziehungsweise von der Mutter dieser Frau programmiert wurde, um diese Frau zu schützen. Das heißt, egal was passiert, Kimiko kann nicht sterben.
You lost the game?
Well, yeah, Kimiko and I were the vampires, but we failed to create enough vampire babies.
Wait, so Kimiko has to die as well?
See? Even the girl knows I'm supposed to die too.
Das ist halt 1:1 das Gleiche.
I'm sorry, Capitan, but you're going to be disappointed.
I lost the game! They are your rules!
You want to die?
If dies, then I die too.
Können wir jetzt einfach überspringen? Bla 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 bla, das kennen wir ja schon.
Enough!
I once had an ounce of respect for you, Dai. At least you stuck to you.
So, wir wissen ja.
I'm clearly not a replica. I'm much better looking.
Wieso klingst du wie Dai? Man könnte ihn... Oh,
Amen to that, sister.
daran kann ich mich nicht erinnern, dass Beatrix uns so angeflört hat. Egal. Auf jeden Fall, wir wissen ja alle,
So,
mein weibliches Ich wird sich jetzt opfern.
Meaning it can
Ja, bla
How is
bla.
that even?
Jetzt erklären wir die Pocket Watch, das kennen wir ja schon. Wir haben es schon in eine andere Richtung
So-
gehört. Of course, yeah, it's fair. I can't prevent your death because even if I do, I don't fix the dimensional version in which you die, but rather create another branch. I will always die. A version of you, yes, but who knows? Maybe you are the version of you to reach quantum immortality, or maybe I am. My version of me left, blah blah.
alrighty then. I know this is rather unprofessional of me, but I'm
stimmt.
making an exception for this round. Well, look.
So. Access to put an override code. Oh, jetzt wird's interessant.
What? I will not allow this.
Ach nein, stimmt. Alles gut. Please, may I have your tablet? I handed it to him. Oh nein, the override code. Den haben wir doch nicht. I know it. Astra. Astra. Ja, wir wissen es eh nicht. I don't know. Just sign 3 death sentences at once. Okay, gut. Einmal Kiko. Wo? Also wir hatten bei Girl auf jeden Fall Astra. Ad Astra, genau. Das heißt, 2 Sachen werden wahrscheinlich hier irgendwo versteckt sein. Ich weiß noch nicht, was wir wirklich freigeschaltet haben, aber hey. Das war echt lang, oder? Komm, machen wir mal schnell Chapter 2 noch fertig. Oh, was? Beatrix? Nicholas und Melody? Entschuldigung. Okay, wir gehen zu Nicholas und Melody. Dining Hall, bla.
Ah, good morning.
Ich würde am liebsten alles überskippen, bis wir nur noch die Enden kriegen. Nicholas smiled at me. Behind him, Melody was drawing at the dining table. Warte mal, wer ist eigentlich tot? Vladimir, okay. Passt. Are you sure about that? Nicholas immediately picked up on my attention and pulled me aside, speaking quietly so Melody wouldn't overhear us.
I understand that today is not, in fact, a good morning. However, Melody just lost her father, and we need to do everything in our power to provide structure and stability.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, please don't be. Let's just support Melody.
Of course, I know all too well what it's like to lose both parents so suddenly.
Yes, you do. That being said, she is still a child. As such, we must do our best to give her a normal childhood, circumstances allowing.
Also wir werden heute noch die Tode freischalten und dann wechseln wir das Spiel.
Melody, would you like any more to eat?
Ellie didn't even look up from her drawings.
No, thank you.
Alright, well, let me know if you get hungry, okay?
Okay.
Nicholas turned his attention back to me.
Have you eaten yet?
Oh no, I haven't.
Would you like me to grab you something to eat? I believe today's menu is pancakes with fruit.
Oh, the awesome, thank you. Ja, auf jeden Fall. That would be awesome, thank you, Nicholas.
Very well. If you would like to wait here with Melody, I will go get you your breakfast.
Thank you so much. Nicholas left the dining hall and I took a seat next to Melody, who was happily drawing. Good morning, Melody.
Good morning, monkey.
What are you drawing there?
I'm drawing everyone.
Really?
Yep.
Even me?
Especially monkey.
Oh, that's sweet. Can I see?
No, not yet. I'm not done.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll wait. I sat quietly next to Melody, waiting for her to finish. I couldn't get any clear glimpses of what she was drawing, since she was covering it with her arm.
Okay.
Well, let's have a look then. Melody handed her picture over to me. Haben wir Psychologen oder Psychologiestudenten hier? Ich glaube nicht, dass das gesund ist. Also Beatrix, ich, Kimiko, Nicholas und Katashi verbrennen. Okay.
See? This is you, and this is the captain.
Hä, wer hat eine Krone? Hä? Wo habe ich denn eine Krone? Yeah, I can see that. Are we all on fire?
Yep.
Also Dex, falls du das meinst, das sind Nicholas Haare. Das ist nämlich die Brille. Why?
You all lost.
But we don't all lose. Melody simply shook her head at my naive remark.
Silly monkey. Everyone loses.
A chill ran through my body at her remark. My body felt both heavy and foreign at the same time. When Nicholas returned, I was still sitting in silence, trying to process what I'd heard.
Here we are, crafted by the Everett's finest chef. What's wrong?
I suddenly snapped out of my dark thoughts. Oh yes, sorry, thank you. Nicholas put my plate down in front of me before taking a seat across from me. I began eating as Nicholas engaged Melody in conversation.
Oh, have you finished your drawing, Melody?
Yep.
May I see?
Melody handed over her picture to Nicholas. I could see Nicholas' eyes flicker with discomfort as he examined her drawing.
This is very well done, Melody. You're quite the artist.
Thank you. Nicholas, can we please put it on the fridge?
Well,
With that, Melody's face dropped as if she already knew the answer.
how about instead of putting it on the fridge, you let me keep it? I love it so much I want to keep it for myself.
Melody's eyes lit up.
Really?
Yes, really. This is the best picture I've ever seen. Please let me keep it.
Nicholas, danke.
Okay.
Thank you, Melody. I will cherish it forever.
Bis er halt stirbt, weil wir alle verbrennen.
Okay.
All right, Melody. It's almost time for you to meet with Shizuka to go take your bath. Let's say goodbye and head over to meet her.
I don't want to have a bath.
I know, but the captain requested it. Do you really want to go against the captain's orders?
Yes.
All right, let me request her for a moment. I
materialize in front of us.
could you please inform the captain that Melody is refusing to take her bath?
A look of panic appeared in Melody's face as Nicholas explained the situation to I.
No, I'll have a bath. Don't tell the captain that.
Shall I tell the captain you are having a bath then, Melody?
Yeah, I'm having a bath. Maybe Nicholas doesn't want to have a bath.
Nicholas, shall I inform the captain you don't want to have a bath?
Sure. Tell the captain I am refusing to have my bath.
No, you can't.
Melody clung to Nicholas' arm, concerned.
Nicholas will have a bath. I promise.
Die ist schlau, die will auch mit Nicholas baden. Ich kann nur sagen, ich verstehe warum.
Very well. I shall pass this on.
I bowed and left.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to almost get you in trouble.
It's okay. Now let's get you to Shizuka.
Nicholas stood up and started walking Melody out of the room.
Bye, monkey. Let's play later.
I look forward to it. They both disappeared out the door and I finished eating my pancakes. They were pretty damn good. Katashi definitely lived up to his reputation as a kulinarischer Gott. Hallo Samira-chan.
Yahoo! Everyone's favorite AI system is here. My, it's a beautiful day, isn't it? Welcome. Well, it is. So now it's wonderful. Team.
Katashi, Shizuka, Melody. Was das heißt? Und der Captain. Das heißt, ich habe Nicholas und Beatrix. Geil.
Good. Now that those pesky B-teamers are gone, we can finally get down to business. Could I please have all crew report to the dining hall for briefing immediately?
How will the captain be chosen fair?
Straight.
How do you?
Oh, but
Brother.
I will go.
Die.
I shall.
there.
Do you? Thanks.
Of course
Ach,
you
Yoshi
can.
lebt ja noch.
Sorry.
I think if he doesn't want to be team captain, then I should be.
Over my dead body, Beatrix. In that case, if we tie, you will die also.
Nicholas, I am considering your proposal.
I nominate myself as tribute.
Bzzz. Sorry, Trixie. Doesn't work like that. Although killing Nicholas to give you team captain was tempting. Don't worry. You only have your life, your team's lives, and the lives of the other team in your hands. All right.
Okay, ja, bla bla.
But if
If you make what?
Bla bla bla.
you
Your one then.
well,
Very
please. Let she's okay.
well. I have.
Of course. What? One. You. I can't.
Das ist anstrengend. What is it like being in AI?
What a strange question. What's it like being a human?
Well, I don't know.
Why don't you be?
Okay, das ist
What?
blöd.
What?
Okay, das fragen wir nicht. Kannst du riechen? Das head cocked sideways as if thinking hard about the question.
Eh? A sense of smell.
Yeah, can you smell things?
Why are you asking me this? This is weird. Why are you being so weird?
I was just curious.
Curiosity killed the cat, little one.
Do you have one or not?
I don't, in the human sense of what a sense of smell is.
What do you mean?
Well, I have neither a body, a chemosensory system, nor olfactory sensory neurons. In a human, these neurons are stimulated by microscopic molecules released by various substances.
A simple no would have been sufficient.
But I can record and break down the different molecules contained in the air. So I can't smell per se, but I can recognize which molecules you're referring to when you can smell something.
But you can't smell.
Yeah, well, you can't see the molecules you're carelessly breathing in.
That was my question. Guy's eyes flickered with rage.
I'm done talking to you.
Di disappeared almost instantly. I seemed to have upset her, perhaps antagonizing the homicidal AI system wasn't such a good idea. The dining hall has now been locked. Wait, what? Warning, the dining hall is now being filled with dangerous levels of trichloromethan. Hä? Chloroform? Di's voice suddenly filled the room.
Can you smell that? I can. Is that sweet enough for you?
Di, stop it.
You didn't answer my question. Do you want me to up the dosage?
I could feel my body becoming heavy and lethargic. Yeah, it's sweet. Now stop this. I thought you didn't want to kill anyone.
I'm monitoring your vitals. You're fine. Just a little sleepy, it would appear.
I made my way slowly to the door and tried to open it. It was locked, just as the intercom had said. Di, stop this, please.
I can't. Just like I can't smell.
I'm sorry, Di. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
I don't have feelings. Or are you trying to mock me for that too?
Di,
Please wake up. Yes, it is wonderful that you are awake.
Jetzt erzählt sie uns, dass wir die Sachen
Ein-
einstellen können.
Good morning, sailor.
Hast du gut gemacht, Rave. Bin sehr stolz auf dich. I was greeted by Beatrix's smiling face as she went about preparing breakfast. She moved about the kitchen so gracefully it was as if this was where she truly felt most comfortable. It was a strange sight, to say the least, given her infamous resistance to cooking duty. Ach, nur weil sie eine Frau ist, so soll sie sich am meisten in der Küche wohlfühlen, oder was? Entschuldigung. Hast du auch mitgekriegt, dass wir einfach chloroformt wurden, nur weil wir gefragt haben, ob ein Ei riechen kann? Good morning, Beatrix. Breakfast smells amazing.
Of course it does.
What's for breakfast? I'm not familiar with this particular scent.
I made apple and cinnamon muffins.
Oh, lecker. Oh, ich liebe Zimt. Wow, they sound delicious.
They were my mother's favorite. She taught me how to make them when I was little. Incidentally, they're also Nicholas's favorite.
I can see why. Seriously, I don't think I've ever been so excited to eat something. The aroma is making my stomach ache from anticipation.
Calm down, sailor. Here.
Weil oh, ich mag die nicht, weil man die mal aufladen muss. Ich weiß ganz genau, wie das bei mir ist. Sie werden dann immer nicht geladen sein, wenn ich sie brauche. Beatrix handed me a tray of muffins.
Take these into the dining hall. Nicholas and Yoshiki should already be there. I'll grab some ice cream to go with them.
Ice cream for breakfast?
I might die on Sunday. I'm having ice cream for breakfast.
I don't think there's ever been a better reason to. With those words, I spun on my heel and headed out to the dining hall with the muffins securely in my hand. Ich muss Nase putzen. It was difficult to restrain myself from eating them. The aroma was so close now, so intense. Kurz Nase.
Oh, sorry. Are you okay?
Ich hasse Schnupfnase. Yeah, I'm fine, and so are the muffins, thankfully. Nicholas' eyes widened as he looked at the tray of muffins in my hands.
Beatrix made apple and cinnamon muffins?
Yeah, she did.
We usually only have these on special occasions. I wonder what's happened.
We don't need a special occasion, little brother.
Beatrix appeared behind me with the ice cream.
Maybe we should stop waiting for special occasions and enjoy it while we can.
While I don't agree with your pessimistic tone, I'm willing to agree if it means I get to eat apple and cinnamon muffins.
You are such a simple soul, little brother.
Liebe geht eben durch den Magen. Nicholas smiled at Beatrix as he took the ice cream out of her hands and placed it on the table. I put the tray of muffins down next to it. Yoshiki was sitting in a seat, squirming as we all took our seats.
Can I eat yet?
Where are your manners?
Yoshiki looked away sheepishly.
I'm sorry, Nicholas. Beatrix, thank you for making breakfast.
You're welcome. Now, hurry up and eat, or else the muffins won't melt the ice cream.
Yoshiki's eyes lit up as he reached across the table and started serving himself. Hallo, Beato.
What are your plans for today?
I'm not sure yet. I need to speak with AI at some point about this dye situation, but other than that...
I'm sure all of us would appreciate the company if you got bored.
Thanks, Nicholas. Oh, er will mich bei sich haben. I started helping myself to the muffins and ice cream as the conversation continued. They were hands down one of the best things I'd ever tasted. The warm muffins, now glazed with the melted ice cream, were fluffy on the inside with a hint of cinnamon in every bite. Beatrix was a great cook. Ja, ein Bäcker, oder?
What are you doing today, Nicholas?
I was planning on going out to the farm to get us some fresh vegetables for dinner. I'm sure Katashi is still taking care of the livestock, but I'll double check while I'm there.
I'm pretty sure he is. The sheep all looked well yesterday.
You were at the farm yesterday?
I was just... getting apples. I needed some for today's muffins.
Beatrix schläft mit Katashi.
And what a treat they've been. Thank you, Beatrix.
Yoshiki, what are your plans?
I have to take care of some engineering stuff. You know, metal and wires and stuff.
That sounds fake.
I am the only engineer on board. I think I would know a bit about the metal and wires and stuff.
Isn't Katashi an engineer?
Agricultural engineers don't count. The only reason he's able to grow plants in the first place is because I keep the hydroponic systems running smoothly.
Have I hit a nerve?
No. But seriously, I'm a real engineer with engineer things to do.
Okay, I trust you. Beatrix, what are your plans?
I'm going to the science lab to check on Vladimir's workload and pick up his most pressing tasks where he left off.
That's so thoughtful. We all looked at Beatrix back gently.
Fine. It was a direct order, but I would have done it anyway.
No sooner had Yoshiki finished scarfing down his breakfast than he excused himself. He would have got executed himself.
I would love to stay and help clean up. But metal and wires and stuff, you know?
With a grin, Yoshiki jumped from his seat and disappeared out the door.
This has
Ist
been
strange.
wonderful, Beatrix. I can't think of a better way to start the day.
Die sind einfach nur nett zueinander. Wir haben endlich mal beide Vögel beieinander.
Thank you, Nicholas. Make sure to pick whatever vegetables you want for dinner and get them to the kitchen between 4 p.m. and 4:30 p.m. so I can have them cooked by 5 p.m. Katashi and I are taking shifts because we aren't allowed in the room at the same time.
Eiscreme mit PC, das macht man so.
Of course.
Thanks, bro. I trust you and your busy schedule can handle the dishes.
I suppose they can. I smiled weakly. I was so entranced by these muffins that there was no way I would deny the creator at this point.
Thank you. All right, brother. Let's get to work.
Nicholas stacked his plate with Beatrix before standing and leaving with her. It's your time to shine, Luno. Doing the dishes has always been your strong suit. I laughed to myself as I collected the plates and made my way to the kitchen to clean up. Those muffins were so good I couldn't stop smiling. It took me only about 10 minutes to clean up, so I headed back to my room to look over more of my notes before dedicating time to help anyone out. I sat on my bed and pulled out the pocket watch. How is this supposed to connect to alternate realities? How is that even possible? I stared at it intensely. There was a clasp button at the top, which allowed you to open the watch. Okay, das brauchen wir nicht. Komm, wir kennen die Uhr. Bzz, 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 bzz. Wir gehen zu Nicolas. So. I wouldn't mind getting my hands dirty. People call me Farmer Luno, where I come from. I leapt up off the bed and headed out to the farm to do some manual labor. Nicolas! I arrived to find Nicholas kneeling in front of the tomato plants, shears in hand. Hey, Nicolas!
Hello. Am I the lucky one you've chosen to spend your time with?
Warum hast du deine Klamotten an? You won the lottery, good sir.
We'll see.
So, are we having tomatoes for dinner?
I do quite like them. They're such a versatile food. They work cold in salads, but also cooked and accompanying other foods.
Ich liebe Tomaten.
You can't go wrong with tomatoes.
Liebt Tomaten. Nicolas, wir beide. Für immer. Wir beide. Stift. Oh. Mir gehen mein Nagellack geht mir so krass ab momentan. Also vor dem nächsten Digimon Opening muss ich auf jeden Fall meine Fingernägel machen. Tomaten.
Do you like them?
Ja! I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember ever having one. Das hatten wir mit Beatrix schon.
Here you go then.
Oder war das Beatrix? Da haben wir die Mandarine ganz gegessen. Nicholas tossed me a cherry tomato and I caught it awkwardly.
Bon appetit.
Thanks. I placed the whole tomato into my mouth and bit down on it. Under the pressure of my teeth, it split and filled my mouth with tomato innards.
Well, how is it? Are you Team Tomato?
Ich bin sowas von Team Tomato. Let's eat. Wir essen immer Tomaten. This is delicious.
They're good, right?
I think I'm in love. Can I marry a tomato?
I already asked and the consensus was a resounding no.
Oh, wow, Dominic, wow. Of course, the tomato haters wouldn't want us to be happy.
Some people just can't understand true love.
Nicholas and I shared a glance and burst out laughing.
Seeing as you're here, could you do me a favor and grab us a pumpkin for dinner?
Nein.
You just need to take some shears and cut the stem at the top.
Nein, ich mag Kürbis nicht. Okay, sure. Nicholas reached out and handed me a pair of shears before returning to the tomatoes.
I should pick twice as many tomatoes now that we have a new tomato enthusiast.
Ja, aber können wir den Kürbis weglassen? Why not pick 3 times as many? I made my way over to the pumpkins and started picking one.
I like the way you think. Ouch.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I just slipped a little.
Okay. I finished cutting the pumpkin from the stem before returning to Nicholas over by the tomatoes. To my surprise, I found Nicholas standing up with his hand in a bucket. Nicholas?
Yes?
Why is your hand in that bucket?
Oh, that. Well, you see, I cut my hand with the shears and I'm bleeding.
What?
The bucket is to prevent bleeding onto the floor.
There's no floor here, just dirt. We're in the farm area, remember?
Yes, but I'll need to go to the medical bay in order to clean this up and assess the damage. The last thing I want to do is make a mess on the floor.
Dir eine wunderschöne Nacht. Zurück und schlaf gut. Träumerchen. Schön, dass du da warst. This isn't the time. I started becoming more flustered. Why didn't you tell me you were bleeding? We should have already taken you to the medical bay.
My wounds are not serious, merely impractical.
What's wrong with you? We need to get you to the medical bay.
Hey.
What?
You need to remain calm. It's not serious. And at this rate, you're gonna hurt yourself if you get so worked up.
Let's go. I grabbed Nicholas' uninjured arm and headed towards the medical bay. As soon as we arrived, Nicholas went over to the sink and started rinsing his hand. Dein Internet spinnt wieder. Also wenn es nur Twitch ist, was spinnt, kann es auch einfach nur Twitch sein. Ich hatte am Wochenende voll Probleme. Generell sind momentan so Probleme mit Twitch und Buffering und so. Hallo Bluescreen. Aus dem Bett lurk. Dann schon mal eine ganz wundervolle gute Nacht, sobald du einschläfst. Träum was Schönes. Und bleib nicht mehr zu lange wach. Wenn du schon im Bett lurk bist, musst du bald schlafen. What can I do to help?
If you could grab some bandages for me, that would be great.
Nicholas withdrew his hand from the sink and began applying pressure to the cut.
Although it isn't serious, it would be difficult to bandage my injury one-handed. Would you be so kind as to lend me a hand?
Of course. I grabbed the bandages from the counter and returned to Nicholas.
Ah, thank you.
It's not a problem, really. I took the bandages and neatly covered his cuts, staunching the flow of blood. Seriously, next time just tell me up front instead of waiting for me to finish working.
I'll see what I can do. So, I know today didn't go according to plan, but thank you for your help.
Warte mal, haben wir jetzt keine Tomaten, aber wir haben Kürbis. Ist das dein Ernst? It was my pleasure. Sorry we didn't manage to get all the vegetables we needed.
It's fine, really.
Do you mind if I pick your brain for a second?
Of course not. How can I be of assistance?
Ach so, das ist so eine Wort. Okay. I pulled the mysterious watch, blah blah.
This is interesting. Well, you can't fault them for not thinking outside the box.
What do you think? What do you think the beep means? How do you think I'm supposed to? Yeah.
I can help you with cuts and bruises, but physics is definitely outside of my wheelhouse. I can't even begin to understand how that pocket watch could somehow connect to alternate realities.
Hallo Dad, danke dir. Vielen Dank, danke schön. Das ist echt lieb von dir. So.
You plug it into something.
Okay, ja, keine Ahnung. Den haben wir ja schon mal gefragt, ne? Bla 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 bla. Ja, wir tippen den Code ein. Wir haben den Code nicht, deswegen ist uns das egal. Genau. Nicholas. Auf geht's zu Nicholas. I made my way to the medical bay. When I entered, I found Nicholas sitting at his desk, staring intently at the screen. Hello, Nicholas.
Oh, I wasn't expecting any visitors.
Oh, ich mag Kokosmilchsuppe nicht so gern, weil das immer so süß wird. Ich habe erst einmal Suppe probiert, wo Kokosmilch drin war. Und die war so süß. Es war so widerlich. Nee. Ich kenne mich mit Tomaten gut aus. Auf jeden Fall.
Is there something I can help you with? Did you come down with something?
Nothing like that. I just thought I'd stop by to see what you were up to.
I'm just checking to see if all of our medical systems are online and fully functional. Having a computer-operated surgical bay is great, but its maintenance still requires a doctor's watchful eye.
Ich bin widerlich? Lieber widerlich als wieder nicht. Ha! Das macht keinen Sinn, aber ist egal. Nicholas geht. Also wenn du ihm... Nein. That makes sense. Nicholas swiveled in his chair to face me. Glasses poised on his lower lip. Head cocked slightly to the left. 12 im Hirn, okay.
Have you received any medical training?
Klar. Me? Nicholas raised a playful eyebrow in my direction. Can't say I have. I can apply bandages to cuts, but that's about it. Nicholas pretended to look impressed.
Bandages, huh? That settles it. I'm going to be calling on you next time I need medical attention.
Oh, Rafe. For your sake, I hope it's nothing serious. Ha!
Agreed. I understand that we have 2 trained doctors on board, but given Dai's absurd restrictions this round, we're unable to treat half of the crew.
Nicholas continued to look at me with intention. Moments passed on, the room remained quiet. I'm not sure I understand what you want me to do.
Would you like to learn basic first aid?
Are you sure I won't be a liability?
There's no harm in having more crew members with first aid training.
I guess I never even thought to learn how.
Well, there's no time like the present.
Nicholas' suggestion seemed a sensible one. All right, count me in. Nicholas' expression brightened at my enthusiastic response.
Great. Let's see now. You said you know how to apply bandages, so let's start with a scenario involving blood loss.
You have my undivided attention, Doctor.
That's exactly what I want to hear.
Warte, wir lernen jetzt, wie wir die ganze Crew retten können? Nicholas signaled for me to sit on the bed as he began his explanation.
If a patient is bleeding and conscious, the good news is that they are still alive.
Danke, Nicholas. Ha ha ha. Nicholas smiled before moving on.
Now, your first priority should be to stop the bleeding.
Got it, stop the bleeding.
If one of the patient's limbs is bleeding profusely, you should apply a tourniquet between the heart and the wound to staunch the flow of blood. For instance, if the cut is on the patient's forearm, you should place the tourniquet on their upper arm. In your case, your tie would work perfectly as a makeshift tourniquet.
Die KI, natürlich lebt die KI noch. Die muss ja leben. Also, sonst stirbt sie uns ja nicht mehr. Nicholas gently removed my tie from around my neck before applying the tourniquet to my arm as an example.
Make sure you don't make it too tight. It needs to restrict blood flow, but it shouldn't cut or damage the skin further up the arm.
Worum geht es in dem Spiel? Dominik, dein Einsatz! Now! Okay, tourniquet, not too hard.
Our next order of business is applying pressure directly to the wound in order to stop the bleeding. Blood clotting isn't instantaneous, so it may take some time to get the bleeding under control.
Once again, Nicholas demonstrated on me placing pressure on my arm using both hands. Und vergiss diesmal nicht die Split Personality KI, ja?
Here comes the most important part.
Not dying? Nicholas cast a disapproving look in my direction.
Focus. This part is important. We need to prevent the patient from going into shock. Shock, particularly from blood loss, is called hypovolemic shock.
Wieso bin ich nochmal zu Nicholas gegangen und nicht zu Beatrix? Okay, shock.
When it comes to dealing with shock, the most important thing is to keep the patient comfortable. Reassure them that everything is going to be okay.
Reassure. Nicholas placed his hand on my shoulder and looked me in the eyes.
Everything is going to be okay. There is nothing to worry about. We'll take good care of you here.
I fell still. Nicholas' words seemed to lull me into a comforting trance. Everything was going to be alright. Impressive. It seemed the rumors about his impeccable bedside manners hadn't been exaggerations.
Now you try.
Try what?
Reassuring me.
Der tut, was Dominik sagt. So ungefähr. Auch wenn es nicht so schön ist. Weil, also, da geht es auch um zwischenmenschliche Beziehungen. So, wir lernen die Leute kennen. Eine liebt uns und tötet deswegen andere Leute, weil sie uns liebt. Aber hey. I cleared my throat and took a crack at it. Everything is going to be okay if I've got this under control.
I'm not quite convinced yet, but I'm sure you'll get better at it over time.
I'll be sure to practice.
I hope so. I'll be testing you on it.
With a gentle smile, Nicholas removed the pressure from my arm and loosened the tourniquet. My arm felt a bit numb after being tied up for so long.
All right. What would you like to learn next? Your choice.
Klar, einfach alles gucken, waren ja nur 500 Stunden gefühlt. How to check vitals, how to treat burns, how to bathe. Wie ich... How do you bathe coma patients?
You've clearly been spending too much time with Beatrix.
Oh, das mag er nicht. Okay, Entschuldigung. Check vitals. Warte, das kann unsere KI. How to treat burns.
Burns, eh? Interesting choice. What kind of burn?
The ones you get when you touch hot stuff.
Okay.
So dumm.
To begin with, as a treating doctor, you are likely to come across 3 degrees of burns. First, second, and third. Burns past 3rd degree are almost always fatal, so let's not focus on those. First-degree burns are usually mild, affecting the epidermis, the outer layer of skin. This painful burn will leave the skin looking red.
Okay, so if I have to have a burn, I want first degree.
Correct. Second-degree burns begin to affect the dermis, the layer of skin beneath the epidermis, and can cause blistering, swelling, redness, and pain. And last is third degree, which is the worst of the three. Third-degree burns go through the entire dermis and can affect the tissue underneath. Once a burn has caused that much damage, you lose sensation in the affected area due to the extensive damage to your nervous tissue.
That sounds horrible.
It is. Now, to treat first and second degree burns, you need to run the affected area under cold water. Do not, I repeat, do not put ice on the wound.
Hört ihr nicht verbrannte Sachen mit Eis? Why not?
Doing so can aggravate the damage inflicted by the burn.
Hört zu?
After the cold water, all you need is a light antibiotic ointment and an antiseptic covering. Third degree burns are a little different though. Ideally, you want to remove clothes and jewelry from the affected area. If they're charred into the skin, however, leave them as is and place a damp cloth over the burn.
That's it?
There's not much else you can do at that point. You'll need to wait for an actual doctor from there.
Hey!
Okay, pop quiz.
Hä?
What do you do once you have a patient's blood loss under control?
Don't worry, everything is going to be okay. We'll take good care of you. I looked Nicholas dead in the eyes and placed my hand on the side of his face. Don't worry, everything is okay. It's going to be okay. We'll take good care of you.
That was much more believable than last time.
I weiß,
Well done.
Nicholas. I learned from the best.
That you did. I believe Beatrix is taking the night off cooking. So help yourself to some fruit or anything else you can muster up for dinner.
Das ist voll blöd. Warum steht er nicht auf Männer? She's been working hard to feed us these past few days.
Beatrix says she hates it, but I'm pretty sure she enjoys caring for everyone.
You think so?
Yes, I really do.
Well, I'm going to go grab some snacks before turning in for the evening.
Of course. I'll see you tomorrow morning at breakfast then?
Trust me, I don't plan to miss another one of Beatrix's meal. If Beatrix requests my presence at dinner after my execution, I'll be in the dining hall that evening, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, even if I have to drag myself out of hell.
I'm sure she'd be happy to hear that.
I excused myself from the medical bay and headed to the kitchen to stock up on snacks. My mind brimming with the new medical knowledge. Mein Ohr piept. Mein Ohr piept. Wo sind wir denn? Ich will endlich das andere Spiel spielen. I shouldn't eat too much. I'm quite tired and won't be up long. Jetzt müsste doch... Was ist my coffee table? Banana and cake to my left. Papers and tablet open to the right. Okay, gut, bla bla. Bla, bla, bla.
Shizuka, is that you?
Bla,
We didn't.
bla, bla, bla. Wir müssen das Spiel jetzt spielen. La 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 la.
What?
Beatrix, let him explain himself.
No, he would never do that.
Then what?
Ja, ich war schuld. Tut mir leid, ich hatte Hunger.
Now,
Oh, jetzt heute leise.
What?
Okay.
Stop. If
Die das Spiel kennen, wissen eh, was gerade passiert.
Why?
Oh, können wir jetzt... Was?
I've been.
Achso,
Oh,
wir besprechen woanders. Okay, das bin ich nicht gewöhnt.
Now,
Ich brauche kein Besprechen, ich will einfach nur wählen. So. Sind alle am Rad bei dem Spiel? Ja, sowieso.
Is everyone in agreement?
Gott.
Yes.
Yep.
Wir haben die 1 genommen.
what? But
Wir haben
it was a
gewonnen.
close one, but Team B, you're fine.
Ich glaube, Yoshiki stirbt jetzt. Ich mach mal so.
If
Yoshiki
Please
stirbt doch
die.
nicht mehr.
Okay.
and that means Team B, you lose. All right.
Okay,
It's not
wir haben
you
gewonnen.
didn't.
Katashi
This-
stirbt.
Yeah.
Okay. Er wird zu Tode gekocht, kennen wir auch schon.
You're. You know. Yeah.
So, what?
So, jetzt kocht den Mann endlich. Und sonst so? Shizuka heult leise.
she's
Okay.
you thing.
Wir machen das gerade nur, damit wir das nächste Mal einfach spielen können, ohne uns darüber Gedanken zu machen.
Is everyone in agreement?
Okay.
What? Both and
Also, wir haben 0
your
Punkte.
tablets will now display your team's Team A.
Okay, wir müssen losen.
Your
Okay,
Wir müssen
My suggestion-
losen. Einmal ohne Punkte
if
und einmal...
Team
Scheiße,
Let's
wir
move on
verlieren
to round
einfach
3
nicht.
then. You're 5
We must.
one.
and that means Team B you lose. Congrats.
Okay, wartet, wir kriegen das hin.
Is everyone?
Ich glaube, ich nehme das. Obwohl, nee, warte mal.
Yep.
Yes.
Die
Is
Eier
everyone in
durch
agreement?
Immer.
Is everyone?
So. Ja. Okay, jetzt haben wir nämlich die 4.
Think if you
2.
maybe I put the money on the wrong horse here. Tisk,
Okay,
tisk.
ich
I
glaube,
know.
jetzt sterben wir.
Team
Das ist gut.
your 5 minutes starts.
I know.
Wir
Okay.
müssen verlieren. Und dürfen nicht viele Punkte kriegen.
Huh? A tie.
Was?
Let's get maybe my game design is still flawed. Although this could happen. I'd have rather it didn't.
Okay.
Don't worry, Dai. You can celebrate with 2 executions and try harder in the next game. Isn't that right, Yoshiki?
Schick with the views,
You can't bake a cake without breaking a few eggs.
Right you are, Yoshiki. The captains are just unfortunate enough to be the eggs this time. All right. Last in, first out, just like my mom used to say. You get to be executed first.
Ah, so hat sie das. Also hat das, okay, das ist sinnvoll. Dann
Yes?
kriegen wir ja gar nicht mit, dass 2 Leute sterben. Okay.
Well,
Okay, wir sterben.
hope you don't have any dirty underwear lying around, Yoshiki. I
Ja, wir sterben zusammen.
Oh,
Ist schön, Yoshiki.
You
Das hatten wir auch schon. Wieso kriegen wir nur noch doppelt? Okay, wir brauchen
Is
das
everyone in
da.
agreement?
Okay. Das da vielleicht? Wir brauchen jetzt Punkte.
really? Tie.
Please.
Team A.
Nee, das war nicht gut. Ich brauche Punkte. Das war nicht gut.
Is everyone in agreement?
Let's go with this. Ich brauche Punkte, habe ich gesagt. Das vielleicht? Nein, stopp! Hallo!
she's
What? Like you took care.
Wir haben's gleich.
Is everyone in agreement?
Ja, Mann. Okay. Gib mir 0
Think
Punkte.
if. Ah! Let's move on to round 3 then.
Jetzt
Team
müssen wir verlieren, aber ich muss gewinnen.
You're 5.
We must.
One more.
Mann, das
We
funktioniert
might be
nicht.
sick.
Ich kann nicht. Warum? Okay.
Is everyone in agreement?
7. Ja.
Congratulations, Team B. After 3 rounds, you have come out victorious. And that
muss die
means,
Leute
and
ja.
the lucky winner of the wheel is Yoshiki.
Ja! Oh.
All right. Let.
Okay.
All right. You on.
Es ist okay, dass er
what do
stirbt.
you
Voll gut, dass er
This
stirbt.
isn't. Well,
Nicht schon wieder Electric...
love
Hä, den Tod hatten wir schon 3 Mal.
you
Leave. We all.
Okay. He was my best friend. Ja. Oh. Das ist sehr gut. Jetzt können wir nächstes Mal weitermachen. Oh. Wir nähern uns aber so langsam gegen Richtung, wir kriegen die Enten. Ich überlege schon, ob ich das einfach, also das hier auch, also Chapter 2, einfach ohne euch mache, weil es echt langweilig ist. Nein, Verto, du kommst nicht mit, weil du das Spiel nicht kennst. Wenn du das Spiel komplett gesehen hättest, würdest du mitkommen. Glaub mir. Glaub mir. Gut. Also du kannst Dominik und Dex fragen. Also die kommen mit, glaub mir. Die kommen genau mit bei dem, was ich mache, beziehungsweise bei den Zahlen, da überlege ich ja selbst nicht, sondern probiere einfach rum. So. Reicht für heute. Oh, ich bin so froh, jetzt können wir Night of the Rabbit spielen. Du kommst, Rave, darum ging's nicht. Hallo, Vladinator. Rave, ne?